I have a sister and I am a woman, obviously. So I guess in the same way that you mentioned that you might not go towards writing about sisters, I guess that for me, writing about sisters and women is the comfortable place. And I would find it more difficult, even though I hope to, like, you know, to have enough empathy to be able to think about what it might be like to be male or have brothers. I guess because my sons as well, I see brothers. But so that is having sisters and things like that. I've thought about my whole life. Also, I guess it's just family in general. um, I think that you realize the extent to which, of course, people's childhoods and their position in their sibling relationships, as in if they're the first one or the second one, or if they're an only child, or if they had much older step siblings or whatever, has had the hugest impact on their life going forward, of course. And I notice often, you know, with my friends in relationships, for example, I don't know, we would be comparing traits of our partners and where they were in their relationship. And you often find maybe with your partner, you're like, it's as if I'm the elder sibling and, you know, my partner is the younger, or whatever it is. So it kind of just seems like a relationship that follows people around a lot. And also, it's just so unique and wonderful to me, it seems, because there's so much, like, so much love. You know, you, I guess it's similar to the relationship maybe you have with your kid, that you would die for them, but they also like drive you completely insane on a day-to-day basis. And that to me is kind of is endlessly interesting, very appealing, and something that I just want to dig around in a lot. That's how I feel about it.
In
Oh,
your
and I did
in,
say it was in Kakigori Summer, sorry. In my book, Kakigori Summer. The three sisters are Ray, who's the eldest, and she lives in London, and she works in finance in London. I would say she's seriously type A, extremely kind of highly strung, overachieving. Some might say the classic older sister. I would say that she's quite an extreme version of it. A friend of mine who was reading the book texted me and said, I have all of Ray's traits, but I'm not as tidy as she is. So I feel like I've been robbed because I have all the negative traits without, you know, like the results. I totally get where she's coming from. So Ray is, you know, I can sort everything out by controlling everything. Kiki is the middle sister, and she lives in Tokyo, and she works in a care home. I would say she's very maternal. She's pretty reasonable, balanced human. She's kind, caring, quite accepting of people. She doesn't try to control things in the same way that Ray does. And then I is the youngest, and she is a J-pop idol in Tokyo, and she kind of, again, I really don't want to say she's the classic younger sister because I don't feel like that's quite fair, but I'd say that she feels like she has a lot of freedom. She doesn't have so much of a sense of responsibility. She can kind of she can do what she likes, but she also struggles a lot with her mental health and with being able to keep kind of, she feels like she's losing control of her life. She doesn't know what she wants to do. I, the youngest sister, is involved in a sort of scandalous situation. It's not that difficult to be scandalous in Tokyo because I would say everyone in Japan is relatively well behaved. So, you know, if you step out of line, then that's already quite scandalous. So she ends up in this scandalous situation that probably in other countries might not be considered very scandalous. Her career just goes down the pan. Everyone's like, you know, appalled at what's happened. So her sisters realize they have to go to Tokyo, kind of get her because she's just totally fallen apart, and take her home to their childhood home on the coast of Japan, where their parents have passed away, so the house is left empty, and they find themselves in there again, the three of them, and their nephew, a little boy who's 5 years old, and their grandmother who lives next door. So this then is their summer of being against their will, perhaps all together. The grandma is like the rudest person you've ever met in your life, and that was fun because, but I mean, I think that I know a lot of people like that. I think she's a specific type of person, and I think also culturally there's a way that things are within a family in Japan, maybe, where, you know, it's like there's a very different attitude to parenting and grandparenting, which is that you're the one who's kind of in charge of, I mean, not universally, but generally I would say that it's a lot more like you're the one who's in charge of keeping everyone in line. So she's very straightforward. She's very straight down the line. She tells things exactly the way that it is. She lives in the reality that she wants to inhabit, and everyone else can either get in line with what she decides, or, well, not. I mean, that's the only option they have, and she's just going to carry on doing whatever she wants to do. Especially now because she's so old. You know, she doesn't really give anyone around to the option of doing things anyway apart from her way. So obviously that was fun to write because how relaxing to be her. um, and Hikaru, who is the little nephew, he's great. I mean, he's just, my kids, I find my sons are hilarious and they make me think so many things, of course, as every parent will say, about parenting and life and love and all those things that you invariably think about while you're parenting. So yeah, I was thinking about, and I'm a teacher as well, so I think about kids a lot, and their kind of contradictory behaviors. They're adorable and infuriating and everything else.